Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reading from my depressed diary. So the reason for doing this video is to help anyone out there who is struggling, maybe writing in their own diary and it doesn't really see the point in life anymore. And I'm here to tell you that I once struggled like that, and I recently celebrated my 3 years into my recovery. So I'm living proof that you can do it, and no matter what you feel and no matter how hard life may seem at the moment, there is light at the end of the tunnel.
And trying to remain so strong. I know it's good if I'm alone. I got it, run.
So before I get started, I would just like to thank every single one of you who has subscribed recently and all of my returning subscribers, because we have reached 220 subscribers. I am enthralled, like whatever the word is. I feel that, you know, it has grown so quickly over January and the beginning of February, and I am so happy. So thank you once again to every single person who continues to support this channel. If you are new here, my name is Deeanna and I make mental health videos and videos about self-improvement. So this was my diary when I was 17, and I only recently found it when I was tidying my flat. So I thought I would go through it, and I went through it really quickly and highlighted a few really important bits that I wanted to talk about. But I'm just going to open it and show you basically what I wrote when I was 17. So there's a trigger warning here because there is a lot of talk about mental health and a lot of talk about some maybe potentially triggering subjects. So this diary, to put it in perspective, was from the period of 2012 to 2013. So I would have been sort of 17 years old at this time, and I was very depressed at this time. I was not sleeping well, I was not eating well, I was in the midst of my eating disorder, and I just didn't really know what I was doing in my life, and I was very depressed, which seems a very big world away from how I feel now, because I am 3 years into my recovery. Yay go me, I celebrated that the other day, so I am so proud of myself. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the first journal entry, which is Sunday the 11th of November. Today I don't know quite what to say. I feel so depressed after crying myself to sleep last night. There are so many thoughts running through my head. Thoughts that may seem silly to some people, but they are people that don't understand. They may say that they do, but really they have no idea. But whenever I have these thoughts, I think of Demi Lovato. Again, something that most people would find stupid. But I think, what would Demi say? And then the words, "stay strong," run through my head. Now that was a very poetic first entry, and I assure you it did not stay that poetic. So this particular journal entry is from the 14th of November, and it says, "People used to call me fat and ugly. I've been called a bitch and a spastic. I've been told that not only verbally but also physically that people hate me." And then in capitals I've put, "I was nearly killed by a bully." And that was, I think, even before I even told anyone about it. It was in my diary, and it was before I even had told the police or anything like that. But if you'd like the story time on that one, I will leave it on the card above, whichever side it ends up being, but I'll leave it on the card. So this next entry is from the 15th of November. "I went to my work experience today. I was smiling but never truly meant that smile. I suppose I didn't want people to ask, and because they know me for smiling and having no issues, I didn't want to make them think otherwise." Another one that basically is like, I need help. But obviously no one read this journal, and I haven't read it until now, and I'm 27, and this was when I was 17, so it was 10 years ago that I wrote this journal. So this entry was from the next day, and it was from just past midnight, so I actually wrote the time of 12:07 p.m, which would have been, as I said, just after midnight. So this was something that happened whilst I was supposed to be asleep, and I basically wrote, "They think I'm asleep and they think I can't hear them. I hear them loud and clear. One says, even if she just eat half a slice of bread, as if to say I don't understand why she doesn't eat. They think I'm silly by not eating." And then in capitals I've put, "They don't understand, no one understands." A few days later, another entry from the 19th of November says, "The incident was from a girl who used to bully me verbally in my last school. I walk past her nearly every day, and whenever she sees me she will give me a look, as if to say that I'm scum and worthless. Today, whilst walking past, I had to pause by her because someone was coming in the opposite direction. She then made a vomiting sound at me." I actually remember this. This wasn't actually my regular bully who did this. This was another bully who just didn't like me, I don't think, and decided that she was going to make my living life hell. Like, It was a time in my life where I was in high school and I just hated every single second of high school. I hated every single second of all my schoolings, but high school was probably the worst, and I think it didn't help by the fact that I went to an all-girls school and there was not really seemingly an anti-bullying policy. So this is from about a week after that incident. It's Saturday the 24th of November, and I said, I haven't written in here for a while. I couldn't be bothered. I would walk around in a trance-like state. Today was hard. I went to my paper round as usual and then came back and went straight back to bed. And even though I kept waking up, I didn't actually get out of bed until 2:30 in the afternoon. I didn't see the point. I mean, who cares? So the next entry was from the 29th of November, and because this is a very long entry, I've picked a couple of things that I wanted to say from it. They're going to think that you're crazy and you'll get locked up, and all that I could say amidst crying was, I'm not crazy, I promise. And then the final part of that journal entry, I said, but I do know that in 2 or 3 years' time, I hope to stand up like Demi Lovato and come out and talk about my issues so openly, and most importantly, help others with similar issues. So another entry from the 14th of December was, I can feel myself slipping right into that dark hole. I don't want to go there, but I have no choice. I can't stop myself. I don't want to fall into that place again. Help me. I will say the amount of times that I said help me throughout this journal really stuck out to me when I was reading it for the first time again, because I never knew that I was crying out for help, and I never knew that I didn't tell anybody that I did tell people. I was under the CAMS team, so in England that is the Child and Adolescent Mental Health Service, and I, was under them, but not for very long. I was under the CAMS team for probably around 9 months, and for 3 of those months I was actually in a psychiatric adolescent ward. So, I didn't really have a lot of, time with them to actually establish what was wrong and how they could help me. I remember writing this last entry that is the very last entry in this book, and I obviously didn't continue writing in this book. I mean, all these pages here are completely empty, like there's nothing on them. But the last entry was from Wednesday the 2nd of January 2013, and that is the only date that is in the year that is written in this diary. So that is the only reason that I knew it was from 2012-2013. But for the very, very last time that's written in this diary, it says, I enjoy writing my own music during the day. It allows me to show how I'm feeling through music. Sometimes I think, why did I survive that day when it was going to cause so much pain? I will say that I do remember writing my own music, and I do remember being able to write lyrics more than anything else. And when you think about it, lyrics are poems, or lyrics are just sonnets, or they're, depends. If you don't have a tune to it, sometimes it's hard to call it a lyric. I only ever wrote one song ever, and that song, I can't even remember it because it was so long ago, but I know it was a very more depressive-y song, and I played the guitar for it. I do have a recording of it, and I don't think I have it anymore because I did it in a semi-professional studio, and yeah, I don't think I have it anymore. But it was 5 minutes long, which was, a world away from what it would have been if I had have practiced it even more. But yeah, I remember those details about it. But that is it for reading my depressed diary. I hope you've enjoyed seeing some of the insight from my younger years. And if you're struggling out there and maybe even writing in your own diary with similar words to what I've written in mine, I hope that you listen to this video or you watch this video and you realise that you're not alone. There are other people who are now adults that have gone through similar things that you're going through, and I am living proof sitting here today that you can get through this and you will become someone that your younger self will be proud of. But before I go, please don't forget that I believe in you even if nobody else does, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Just like you're young again, no, don't you cry. Just get back up again.